All right, the next topic for training is third-party validation, and it's so important in network marketing because it helps your prospect, whoever you're talking to, hear the information from someone other than you. Independent endorsements, expert explanations, and real customer stories can build credibility because people naturally view them as less self-interested than a single person's pitch, okay? And remember, your role is to be the messenger, not the message itself, okay? So you don't need to be the person who knows everything, knows everything overnight, knows every scientific study, every detail of the compensation plan, or every answer to every question. Your job is simply to start the conversation. Learn what matters to the person in front of you, share your story, and then connect them to the right tool or person. When you try to explain everything yourself, two things can happen. First, the person you're speaking to may feel overwhelmed. And second, if they decide to join you, they may think, I have to become an expert before I can ever share this with anybody. And that's just not the case. That's not the message we want them to walk away with. We want them to understand that this business is duplicable, meaning anybody can duplicate it, okay? You don't need to be an expert to get started. You simply need to be willing to learn, willing to share, and willing to use the tools that are already available to you. Now, that might mean sharing a short video, a product or a resource, a testimonial, or a three-way call or training event. It may mean introducing your prospect to a mentor in a third-party messenger or a third-party call, who can answer those questions that you don't know yet. That's not a weakness. That is just smart business. Trust me, I've earned millions of dollars in this industry. So think about it. If you were looking to make a major decision, would you rather hear from one person to try to explain everything from memory? Or would you hear from someone directly who has more experience, a customer with a real story, or an expert who can clearly answer your questions? So third-party validation gives people the chance to hear the message in a way that may connect with them more deeply. It also helps them see the bigger picture. This is not simply dependent on on one person having all the answers to do this. There are tools, systems, training, stories, and mentors to support them. So don't feel pressure to be perfect. Don't feel the need to be the person who has it all, knows it all. Just be the person who starts a conversation and be honest in what you know. Be confident enough to say in a conversation, that's a great question. Let's get you connected to the right resource, okay? Because the goal is not to become the expert overnight. The goal is to help as many people as possible see that they can begin to make changes now before they know everything, okay? So help them plug into the system and grow alongside the support that's already in place.